Floor joists and beams are flexural members designed to support the gravity loads associated with the structure. Floor members can be designed for a variety of applications, ranging from being primary floor support framing members to secondary infill framing, or designed as supplemental framing to support penetrations in a different type of floor. In this tutorial, we are going to demonstrate the design of a simple joist with cantilever in the newly released SteelSmart System version 8. To begin, from the home screen, we'll open the floor framing module and choose Simple Span Joist with Cantilever template. The template opens with various design input parameters that need to be set according to the design requirements for this component. The user can assign or set the various criteria in the floor joist geometry of the component model in any order. We'll start by adding the span length of the main or back span along with the cantilever span length. Next, select the joist spacing value for the design of the joist. This will be multiplied by area loads to be applied uniformly along the length of the joist. In this example, we will keep the default spacing. Note also that we have kept the joist name as Joist 1. Next, we'll enter the design parameters. Starting with the design code, you will notice there are options for the International Building Code and the Canadian National Building Code. For this example, the 2018 IBC is selected. ASD and LRFD design methods are available. The LSD method will be available with the selection of a version of the Canadian National Building Code. We'll select ASD as the design method for this example. Next are the inputs for the strength factors and the deflection factors for the dead and live load combinations. These can be typed into the input boxes. For this example, again, we will keep the default values. There are also options to design for web crippling depending on connection types or locations of concentrated loads and reactions. Options for considering standard punch-outs or web holes and the strength increase of cold work of forming are available, but we will uncheck and not consider these options in this example. Next, we can enter member data. To begin with member input, we can choose to design the member based on the inputs and the design criteria like exact depth and width, minimum depth and minimum area, or select check safety to analyze a specific member, which we will choose in this example. SteelSmart System can design prime joist members and standard stud members. We will select the prime joist member type. Then we can select the member layout. 3 options are available: one piece, 2 pieces back to back, and 2 pieces toe to toe. We will choose one piece option in this example. Lastly, we select the section that we will design, the 800PJ250-43. Down the left side, we can move into the bracing inputs and add the top and bottom flange, lateral and torsional bracing based on the application of the framing member. In this example, instead of the default top flange bracing options set to full, we'll set them to 1 foot or 12 inches. For the bottom flange bracing lengths, a distance of 96 inches is input for both the lateral bracing and torsional bracing. Next, set the distortional buckling rotational stiffness value. Usually, if this value is unknown, it should be set to 0. Next, under the deflection inputs, the user can set an absolute deflection limit for the design, set a live load deflection limit, and set a total load deflection limit. There is also an option to consider the relative deflection at the free end when checking deflections. In this example, we will consider the absolute deflection. An explanation of the difference between the relative deflection and absolute deflection at a free end is given in this SteelSmart System technical reference. Following the deflection inputs are the loads. Off to the side, we can review the geometry and the component and view the model showing the load inputs. Once we add the loads on each span, we can review the connection data. Connection clip types can be selected from each joint from the clip list. The clips available are rigid clips produced by the Steel Network. Selections include the Stiff Clip JC, Stiff Clip JH, and Stiff Clip AL. The appropriate clip should be selected for the application of the joist members. In this example, we will choose the Stiff Clip AL. Now we can solve the problem by pressing the Run button. The design summary will appear showing if the component meets the capacity and serviceability requirements of the design. In addition, the design summary will also provide the design ratios for the connections design. In this case, we can see that the section does not have adequate capacity. In reviewing each output section down the left side, starting with members, the software shows the design section, the actual and allowable forces on the section, and the serviceability check of the section for each span. Next, the Connections Output tab allows the designer to review the clip design. The actual and allowable forces are given for the clip interaction check. Also, the actual and allowable forces for the worst case screw are given as an additional check for the connection to the stud. Next, we can review the factored and unfactored reactions at each joint for the component design. The unfactored reactions for each load case can be selected from the pull-down menu. The designer can view the shear, moment, and deformation diagrams for the different load types. The load cases or the load combinations can be selected. A selection for different diagram units is available, which may ease any necessary conversions. These can be viewed in the component framing model to the right in the main window. Finally, we can review and export input and output data in the report module. We can view the report by clicking on the report button at the top of the component design module. On the left, SteelSmart System version 8.0 now allows the user to show and hide different sections of the report using the checkboxes for each section of the report. Simply select the selections to include and select Apply at the bottom. Printing and saving report functions are available at the top of the report viewer. If you want to return to the input data and make any changes to the design in Resolve, click the Input tab at the top of the module window. Then just click Unlock Input and edit the various inputs to reanalyze or redesign the component. Alright, that's it for this floor joist framing design example. For more of the latest information and tutorials for SteelSmart System version 8.0, please visit www.steelsmartsystem.com.